2 U.S. soldiers and 1 civilian interpreter killed and 3 wounded in Syria by an ISIS gunman. 2 dead and 9 injured in a mass shooting at Brown University's engineering building, and a mass shooting and Islamist terrorist attack in Sydney, Australia kills at least 16 and injures over 40 at a Hanukkah event. I'm Tony Kinnett, host of the Daily Signal's Tony Kinnett Cast, syndicated nationally at 7 p.m. Eastern. It is Monday, December 15th, 2025. This is the Daily Signal's top news in 10. According to a statement from U.S. Central Command on December 13th, U.S. personnel were ambushed by ISIS gunmen in Syria. According to the statement, quote, 2 U.S. service members and 1 U.S. civilian were killed and 3 service members were injured as a result of an ambush by a lone ISIS gunman in Syria. The gunman was engaged and killed. As a matter of respect for the families and in accordance with Department of War policy, the identities of the service members will be withheld until 24 hours after their next of kin have been notified. Updates will be provided as they become available. The President of the United States followed with a statement saying, quote, "We mourn the loss of 3 great American patriots in Syria, 2 soldiers and 1 civilian interpreter. Likewise, we pray for the 3 injured soldiers who, it has just been confirmed, are doing well. This was an ISIS attack against the United States and Syria in a very dangerous part of Syria that is not fully controlled by them. The president of Syria, Ahmed al-Sharaa, is extremely angry and disturbed by this attack. There will be very serious retaliation. Thank you for your attention to this matter." On his way out of the White House that afternoon, the president reiterated that there would be retaliation from the United States.
So we mourn the loss of 3 great patriots in Syria. You know how it happened. There was an ambush, terrible. We also have 3 wounded. They seem to be doing pretty well. So we mourn the loss. These are 3 great people. And it's just a terrible thing. Syria, by the way, was fighting along with us. The new president of Syria is, as they told me, and as I'm not surprised, he's devastated by what happened. It was an ISIS attack on us and Syria. And again, we mourn the loss and we pray for them and their parents and their loved ones. Very, very sad.
Mr. President, will the U.S. retaliate against ISIS?
Yeah, we will.
And will U.S. forces attack again?
You're going to be seeing.
Should the U.S.
We will retaliate. Thank you very much.
Also on Saturday, 2 students died and 9 others were injured in a mass shooting in the Barras and Holly engineering building during final exams at Brown University in Providence, Rhode Island. 8 of these victims were students, with most in stable condition by Sunday. In our original recording for the top news in 10, we had stated a different person of interest for the shooting. However, as of now, 2:05 a.m. Eastern on the 15th, we received information that they have now released that person of interest. Here's the police department.
Shortly, we will be releasing the person of interest who had been detained earlier today. And the Attorney General can speak a little bit about the rationale for that. But we want to inform the community that that individual will shortly be released from Providence Police.
Additionally, there are also reports, again, as of now, that there are shots coming from the library building in Brown University.
Reports coming in right now about shots potentially fired near the main green, police currently in Rockefeller Library. Is there any validity to that, or are those false reports on social media?
So the call just came in just now?
That's what we're seeing.
Yeah, so at this point, obviously, we'll be responding, but it's too early to tell if that's actually an accurate way. A lot of times those calls come in and they're not confirmable, but we'll check on that.
We're not going to speculate on whether or not any other individuals are involved, whether this is the same shooter, a different shooter, whether this is confirmed or not. This is the news as we have it, and we want to make sure, more than anything, that we do not post or speculate the name or names of individuals who may or may not be innocent. Last thing we want to do is ruin someone's life. We can also now confirm that one of the 2 killed is Ella Cook, the vice president of the Brown University Republicans. That is the only confirmed victim that we have at this time. Local police and university officials, however, do not have the matter well in hand. For example, you can see the police chief here being told to change his word from in custody to detained when discussing the alleged shooter.
Now someone's in custody. How you all are working together to garner that information?
Custody is the wrong word.
Someone being detained, rather.
Correct. And so, yeah, someone being detained, it led us to that point. As far
Local police were also criticized for releasing cell phone footage, recording a computer screen, trying to get the public involved in a manhunt. It was criticized as being rather elementary and incompetent. Democrat Senator of Connecticut Chris Murphy hopped on CNN's State of the Union Sunday show to blame the entire event on President Donald Trump.
But this is not shocking because over the last year, President Trump has been engaged in a dizzying campaign to increase violence in this country. He is restoring gun rights to felons and people who have lost their ability to buy guns. He eliminated the White House Office of Gun Violence Protection, and he has stopped funding mental health grants and community anti-gun violence grants that Republicans and Democrats supported in that 2022 bill. So he has been engaged in a pretty deliberate campaign to try to make violence more likely in this country.
And in another tragic Islamist terror attack and mass shooting, father and son Shahid and Naveed Akram opened fire during the Chabad community's Hanukkah by the Sea event in Sydney, Australia, killing at least 16 people from ages 10 to 87, including Holocaust survivor Alex Kleitman. The father and son injured over 40 and were continuing to kill as many as possible until one fruit shop owner, Ahmed Al-Ahmad, a father of two, wrestled the rifle away from Shahid before being shot twice himself. He is currently recovering after surgery.
Oh! Oh non gros! Oh
Ouais mais il y a son pote, il va se faire tirer dessus. Il est trop con le mec qui alarme.
After police officers failed to respond, according to local eyewitnesses of the shooting, several female police officers were seen cowering behind their cars, suspected that they didn't carry any firearms whatsoever.
Simple as that. 20 minutes was 4 policemen there. Nobody gave fire back. Nothing. Like they are froze. Like for it looked like 20 minutes. Like and they shoot the guy change magazine. I look at him all the time. I was doing my babies under me, and I look at that, and it's just rifle and a pistol.
Finally, police killed Shahid at the scene, and currently Naveed remains in custody of the Australian authorities. Notably, hours after the Islamic attack in Australia, pro-Islamic agitators took to the streets of Amsterdam, attacking those at a Hanukkah concert in the Netherlands. Yesterday afternoon, President Trump addressed the country over the 3 horrible terror and mass shooting events from around the world over the weekend.
However, I want to just pay my respects to the people. Unfortunately, 2 are no longer with us. Brown University, 9 injured, and 2 are looking down on us right now from heaven. And likewise in Australia, as you know, that was a terrible attack, 11 dead, 29 badly wounded. and that was an anti-Semitic attack, obviously. And I just want to pay my respects to everybody. I must say in Syria also, we had an attack in Syria, and we had 3 great patriots terminated by bad people, and not the Syrian government. It was ISIS. Syrian government fought by our side. The new president fought by our side. But I just want to pay my respects to the families. We also had 3 injured, but 2 of them are already out of the hospital, and one's going to be okay. But we lost 3, so it was a rough day.
Democrat Senator of New York and Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer is receiving considerable scorn after his comments appeared to brush off the 2 horrible shooting events in both Connecticut and Australia, saying first, "Go Bills."
And of course, I'm going to say a few words about the terrible shooting in Sydney, Australia. Okay? So, and first, of course, as I always say, no matter what, go Bills. They beat the Patriots today. It's a big deal.
We'll provide more details on these events and other breaking news events from the day tonight on the Tony Kinnett Cast at 7 p.m. Eastern. As always, you can find a link to that in the description below. Please pray for the victims of these horrific terror attacks, their families, and our leaders, that they would be wise, discerning, and vigilant. I'm Tony Kinnett, and this has been the Daily Signal's Top News in 10. Take care.